All right, everybody. Today I have with us the amazing Michelle Rockwood, one of our Body Mind ambassadors. And I am curious, Michelle, what does Body Mind Living mean for you?
Well, it's hard to say what it means to me. When you ask that question, I can think like what has it given me?
Mm,
And so what body mind and I guess that answers it. It's those gifts. It's like body mind living is all of these gifts that allow me to have more choice, to be more free. Body mind living is now home base, so it's like a home
yeah,
and a place that no matter what's happening, I can always go back to.
yeah.
And so it's like yeah, and I know we all struggle, right? Like how do we define something that has been so significant in our lives? Right? That's changed our relationship, that's changed our finances, that's changed the way we think about business, right? How do you define that? And so there's not like the sentence I have to, what
I'm almost getting like it's a feeling. Like it
mm,
literally is a feeling. Like does that resonate for you? Maybe?
a lifestyle.
Ooh, okay. Say more
It's
about
a
that.
lifestyle. And it's an ability, like the word choice keeps coming back to me because I now have the ability to choose how I respond, how I move forward. It's actually true freedom, right? Like before, it was steered by society, by my spouse, by my kids. And I was giving away this choice. Um, and now I'm so grounded. I have these body mind coaching tools that I use with my clients, that I use with myself to take a deep breath,
Yeah.
to pause, and to respond most times, right, with love.
Yeah.
Like I respond more often with love and in a way that I desire, versus being like kind of pulled around.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not an easy question, Laura. It really isn't.
But why I wanted to ask it, because it's so interesting hearing how different everybody's perception is and experience of it. And I'm getting this like visceral reaction every time you say this around choice and the lifestyle. Like there's like literally a centering around you. Like I feel like you're
Yes.
just there's like this little sphere around you, and you just put yourself right there.
Mm. You're helping me kind of articulate what I'm trying to say, or at least in my head, is I'm home now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that home base. Like body mind gave me back me. And so it's not something else, right? It's me. Like I found myself. I'm the center now. Yeah, nobody else.
I, I
Yeah.
like have goosebumps. I mean, is that not the thing that all of us are trying to find in self-help? Like we're looking for all these external things, and to find to find yourself and put yourself back in that center. I mean, like there's
And
just really profound that I'm feeling in this right now.
yeah, and to really, like, I really love myself. You know what I mean? Like I fell in love with myself again. And yeah, I almost think it almost feels cliche. I think when you say like to find yourself, when I hear that, it
Yeah.
sounds as if through a series of steps, I could achieve a thing, and that's not what body mind living is, right? It's tapping into that inner voice. It's putting yourself at the center. It's having the skills to speak your truth, to respond with love, to recognize the noise outside from the noise in your head, to make it a choice. And you're so free because you realize whose voice is telling you to do this thing, right? Whose voice is telling you to do that? When are you not being honest with yourself? Like it's such freedom, such choice. Yeah, and it is a coming home. Absolutely.
Love that. And one of the things that it's been really fun to watch for you is, and we know this, it's like you live this work and it positively impacts people around you. And that has been really true for you, for your family. And I don't know if you can maybe share a little bit, and as much as it feels good, to share a little bit about what has shifted for you in that family space. How have your kids benefited from this? How has this positively benefited, your relationship with your husband?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think my husband will be the first to admit, like, you don't come to body mind coaching for relationships necessarily, but these are the side effects of living body mind. Is those neural pathways, that response I would have, that would just kick into gear. You could almost record our conversations. We'd have the same one every night. I was able to break those patterns, and it wasn't because I came to work on my relationship, right? I was just doing the work, and that was a side effect. Yeah, I marriage counseling was not my thing, and my husband will be the first to say, like, yeah, body mind coaching. And I see him take aspects and implement it in his work with his teams. Yeah, my kiddos, my son Julian, the other day was like, oh, your body mind coaching me, or he was like, yeah, this is Laura talking, or something like that. So funny. We definitely bring this work home in a huge way, and thank God, right? No, it's so cool.
I love hearing the stories about your kids, like what they're sharing and what comes up for them is always really powerful. And also, one of the things that I just have so much respect for in you is your work, your career, and just how you choose to live your life is very much rooted in purpose. And, you're not here to just have a job. You're here to really contribute to the world in a greater way. And I've seen you also take this body mind, this work, this body mind living principles into how you support your clients. Michelle is amazing at sales. And I think, I used to have this belief that like business is here and this work is over here. Obviously, my journey has brought them together, but I've watched you do that too. So how have these principles impacted you in sales and marketing and business and just that career side of you?
You know what? I keep having this image in my mind of like, sell like a woman, and like it's like this picture of you, and you, Body Mind Live, living this work has taught me how to sell like a woman. In that regard, I mean, redefining what it means, hustle, allowing yourself to receive, really this belief that you can't make money and have a business that like serves you. You know what I mean? Like we've kicked all of those things to the curb. So yeah, I mean, it's completely revolutionized my thinking about making money and selling and how to, the business that you set up.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
And how it's very much that idea, like the sales, the business, all that stuff, you really embody it, and you use that, like making those choices to really center yourself to and having honest conversations. Like I see you live this in your work, and it's really cool to witness.
It is. It's really fun to coach people around sales and let them let go of those old ideas about sales. You can let that go. You can let that chasing energy go. You can have these fierce boundaries, and what happens as a result of that. It's really, really neat. And it's not, I think sometimes we say like body mind coaching isn't for you if you want the answer. Like if you want us to write it on a piece of paper and like slide it across the table, and like that's the same for body mind sales. It's this like process that we go through where you almost witness how we're living our life, how we're selling, how we're showing up, how we're questioning our own thoughts and our own beliefs around money, around asking for and receiving support versus permission. So it's lived, it's not taught. And I think that is why
Yeah.
BodyMind Living just resonates so deeply with everyone. This is lived. This is not something we teach you.
This is literally, but you put it into motion by saying that. This is not a stagnant point of a follow 1, 2, 3, and here it is. It is a lived experience that is just so, so powerful. So I'll end with this. We have a lot of people here who might be like first time into this work. What insights or advice would you offer somebody who's just getting started, who's just kind of feeling their way into this?
That's a tough question.
I'm having images of you coming to our live event for the first time and being like deer in headlights. And I'm curious what you would tell that version of yourself who was just being exposed. I mean, you weren't just exposed in a magazine, you were exposed and like dropped in full immersion. What would you tell that?
Buckle up, right? Like, I don't know, hang on tight. Shit's about to get rocky. Keep your arms and legs in the vehicle at all times. It's not easy, I think, because when you start to shift, and so many of my clients, middle age, like this middle age thing, like I'm pushing 40 here. This midlife crisis is real. And when you start to live body, mind, those gremlins, those haters out there, right? And God, what a better time to kick their ass. But if not now, then when? But I know what advice, however you are finding your way into coaching, find that support of the emotional journey. Yeah. And you need a coach, you need a team, you need to understand the shit this is going to kick up, right? And having that support, there's so many wonderful things about body mind coaching, but that our ability and desire, actually the fact that you care so much, Laura, about people's emotional support in this journey, I think is really huge. So whether it's with us or someone else, make sure that that's there, and not just on a surface level,
Yeah.
Really.
And I think, I might add to this. So buckle up, be willing to go in to have a support system ready. And the only thing I would add to this is, and it's worth it. Like you can't even see what's waiting for you on the other side as you start to live this work, as you start to really embody and explore and come back home. It's so worth it to me. And it's, I always have support now. I think all of us, and even in the Body Mind Living magazine, we have support. We've created a Facebook group for people to be in community with people. Yes, keep your hands and arms inside. I'm hearing Aladdin inside the carpet, but I know it's like the genie. But and hot damn, the ride is so magical and amazing.
One of Laura and my coaches describes it as the ring of fire. And if you've given birth, like you're particularly, or been at a birth, you've literally witnessed that. Mm-hmm. And it's, you can't go around it, right? You've got to go through it. And then, that baby is born, right? Like literally here for us too at Body Mind Coaching, that baby was born. And you have this beautiful creature, right? And you just had to go through, the ring of fire.
Amazing. Well, thank you. You are amazing. Thank you for being on this journey, for being here in this community, and just being a rock star.
Thanks, girl. Have a good one.
This is Body Mind Living with Laura Wieck. Thanks for watching.